Here's a more serious question. Would you have any intention, any desire to see Taylor Swift?
Not if I had to purchase a ticket.
Okay. But if you got like free tickets, then you would go.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like if someone hands you a free beer, you drink it, you know, kind of like that.
It's got to, well, I mean, that's taking a risk though. Then is it, did someone piss in it? Did they spit it? Did they jizz in it?
I'm assuming it's a fresh beer that I saw. Okay. Let's do it that way. All right.
You get your free tickets for Taylor Swift and you, hey, wait a minute. Taylor Swift doesn't have an E in it. These appear
this
to be
isn't American Pie. I'm not chugging cum beer, okay?
Hey, Stifler, how's the pale ale? Sarah, these tickets appear to be printed on some sort of cracker. Hey, stop eating my tickets. Anyway, Taylor Swift, her tickets, the pre-sale tickets. I don't even think they're the general sales, pre-sale. Those went live today, and it was a shit show, I guess. It was a total mess.
Yeah, complete shit show.
And now things like this happen, obviously, but this is the first time that Ticketmaster has been straight up like, we don't know what to do. We're overwhelmed.
We done goofed.
Yeah, they crashed. Ticketmaster was down. People weren't able to get tickets. Let me put it in perspective. Gene Bean Baxter from Kevin and Bean was posting on Twitter because he's a big Taylor Swift fan. He also just turned 63, I believe. He was, I guess, like live tweeting his experience with trying to get Taylor Swift tickets, and started with getting into the queue and getting a bunch of error messages saying that due to, quote, unprecedented demands, like servers are busier than usual, don't leave the line, don't leave the queue. And then it turned into there are 2,000 plus people ahead of you. And then very slowly did that number start to go down. And then at one point he tweets, and there's now 1,007 people ahead of him. And then
you will be served in 235 days.
And the number keeps going down and going down and going down. And then finally the last one that he posts with the it was basically, sorry, no more, we are sold out. To which he says, well, good night, everybody.
That sucks.
And he also lives in the UK, so it was well after midnight by the time he posted that.
Ugh.
So, okay, so with just the current, I guess, climate, the current landscape with how things are going in the post-COVID world in which we live, because remember, for a year and a half, we couldn't have live music.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're in full swing. We're back into it, and everyone's going on tour, which is great. But then you have instances like Blink-182, for example, where even general admission tickets are, if you're lucky, $400 a piece. And then Paramore, the same thing's happening with Paramore, because now they're playing arenas. They've finally hit that level. Tickets are outrageously expensive for their shows. Taylor Swift resale on StubHub today, $12,000.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. Unless you're the original lineup of Led Zeppelin, I'm not paying $12,000 for a ticket.
Right. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Are the original lineup of Led Zeppelin, holy shit, I will pay $12,000 for a ticket. Somebody be dead.
Have a better chance of seeing the Beatles reunite.
I have seen Paul McCartney in concert. That is a worthwhile ticket, regardless of pricing. He puts on a 3-hour fucking show, man, and he does it every fucking time.
That's what I've heard. I kind of wish I'd seen him over the summer when he played at Fenway.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucking lost that one and gone and, some other concert there, Chief.
I should have. I went to Riot Fest instead. But, I was in the presence of Coolio right before he died. I kind of wish. I kind of wish I saw him.
Told you not to miss it.
I know, I'm kicking myself. However, the shirt that I procured for the lady has Coolio on it. His name has the full lineup on there. So I told her, like, hey, just take care of this, man. That's going to be a collector's item because it's his. I think that was his last performance.
Oh, wow.
De facto last performance. He was dead a week later. But yeah, there's no reason to pay that much. You're right, Mike. There's absolutely no reason to spend that much money on tickets. And I know there's like demand. There's like a high demand, and like Blink-182 makes sense because like Mark Hobb, hey, it's Tom's back, but then Mark almost died of cancer. Travis is cheated death several times in his 47 years. So like you can, not that it justifies that price, but it justifies a generally high price.
Yeah, generally high is the key word. Not exorbitant.
Yeah, and it's only happening with these arena stadium level bands. You're not seeing it with anyone else. So, and now it makes me question, because one of my favorite bands from Britain is Blur. We all know, we all know them for that song. By the way, that song is called Song 2.
Is there a song 1?
There's not. No.
Is there a song 3?
I don't think there's any song number. It's just that. It's just Song 2 is the one that everybody knows. Because that was like their one hit in the U.S., but they rivaled Oasis in the U.K. They were literally neck and neck with Oasis over on the charts. So anyway, Blur, they never broke up, but they've been inactive for several years, and they are performing at Wembley next year.
Thank you, Wembley. Good night.
Now, Wembley, obviously a very significant venue. I mean, you were just saying Zeppelin, right? You were just saying you had Paisley Zeppelin. Well, the Foo Fighters tribute show just happened at Wembley, but also,
yep.
I guess the closest you can get to another Zeppelin reunion was 2008 when the Foo Fighters played, and then Page and Jones came on stage and performed with Dave and Taylor, and you could only pull that off at a place like Wembley.
Oh yeah.
So Blur's going to be playing at Wembley. I guarantee you those tickets, £12,000.
Probably.
It's just going to be, because I don't know if they're going to be doing a full tour, because they announced they're also doing a festival date next year. I don't know what's happening with that, but they're a band that it will not be cheap to see them. It will not be affordable in the least to see that band. So that's just where we're at now. And Taylor Swift, like, not surprising at all, because it's Taylor Swift. Like, she's just there. I don't think she's ever going to pop. Like, she's a bubble that's not going to burst. She's only going to get bigger and bigger.
I mean, unless she puts out, I'd say, 2 horrible albums in a row. I think it's the only way that you can kind of get things to fall a little bit. But even then, her catalog's good enough with enough stuff where she's good. She's set.
Right. Happy to see it. Paramore's opening for her on a bunch of days. She's got Paramore, she's got Japanese Breakfast, she's got a good lineup, and I've said it before.
Is Paramore going to do their new song?
This Is Why?
No, the Olivia Rodrigo song.
Oh, okay, good one, Mike. I forgot all about that. I even heard that on the radio the other day. Too. Completely forgot about that controversy. Here I am answering your question in all seriousness.
They're going to play that new song? Was it Misery Business? No, Good For You. They're going to play Good For You. Oh, okay.
Dude, okay. Misery Business. All right. So Paramore's on tour right now, and they're playing smaller venues as they're leading up to playing bigger venues. And I got to say, man, I'm like, especially after this New York show that Paramore just did, like falling in love with Hayley Williams all over again. I don't care. She's going to be, in 20 years, 30 years, dude, she's going to be what Helen Mirren is to you.
she's your Helen Mirren.
Yeah. She could be 80 years old and still looking good, man. I tell you. But anyway, Paramore's first show on this tour, it was their first show since 2018. And if you remember back after the Me Too movement, they took Misery Business, arguably their most well-known song, out of their set list because the second verse, once a whore, you're nothing more. And they were like, hey, this line's insensitive. We are no longer going to perform the song live. And then years go by. They're playing their first show. The opening to Misery Business is going because it's got sort of that like swing sort of like string intro.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the recording, you hear Haley like off mic saying something like hit that snare, like something very, very almost inaudible. Well, in the live performance, when that's done, she says into the mic, fuck it. And then they kick into the song.
Yeah.
And they played it. And she just doesn't sing that verse. She lets the crowd sing it. And then she always makes fun of the crowd afterwards. Like, hey, people getting all worked up about it. Every single person in this room just yelled the word whore. Go screw yourselves. So, but I do not know. I'd be great if like they just start trolling everybody and they start playing Good For You.
It'd be hilarious if they did. They got 50% of the royalties anyway. Whenever Olivia Rodrigo's song plays, it comes out. So whatever, you know. Yep. It would be the hilarious thing if they start singing "Misery Business." Halfway through, Olivia Rodrigo comes out. It's got to be like an LA performance. They cut into "Good For You" and then they go back to "Misery Business" and call it a night.
That would be really fucking cool, man. That would be clever.
I don't know if Olivia Rodrigo would be in on that joke.
I can see like Paramore doing it as like a show of good faith.
Yeah.
But it's also ensuring all the parties are, agree to doing it. And I don't see that. Yeah,
because they're
happening.
Like, we're not going to complain because we're getting free money right now.
So there's kind of like two sides to it. One, if you're in Taylor Swift's circle, then you're basically set for life. And all the women that are opening for Taylor Swift on her tour are in her circle. But also, Hayley Williams especially seems like the kind of person that you just don't want to piss off. Because she's definitely had some of her own tribulations with figures and band members. And just recently, their self-titled album from 2013, the album cover features it's Haley and then the guitarist and the bassist. Well, the bassist, a couple of years after our album came out, exited the band. It was a very, very messy split. There was a lawsuit involved. Eventually they settled. Well, just like yesterday on all the streaming services and then like Paramore's website and everything, the album cover has been edited to have him removed.
Ooh.
Never a good sign. Never good.
That's a bit awkward there.
Never good. You, Mike, mentioned Los Angeles shows in Los Angeles. Well, Morrissey. Now I always say that like there's the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, and I fucking hate that place. I don't know about you. How do you feel about it?
As a name or just as a general venue?
As a general venue.
It's not a bad venue. I just feel like the chairs that they've brought into the lawn area should have gotten removed, and just if it's under, you get the chairs. If it's not under, you get the lawn, and that's it.
Okay. I fucking hate it. I will never forgive nor forget when I went to see Brand New and Modest Mouse there, and the traffic getting into that venue was so bad that I almost missed Brand New entirely. I was able to catch
okay, that's why. So the coming in and going out. Yeah, well,
because it's like it's they're never going to upgrade it. It's a highway exit. Technically, it's an exit and an exit.
Yeah,
but then it's a 2-lane road to get into the venue. Like, it might have made sense back in the 80s, but it doesn't make sense in 2022 or even in 2016 when I tried to go to that show. I mean, Modest Mouse was pretty good, but I was there for Brand New. I wanted to see Brand New. I still saw him, but I was like more than halfway through their set. Anyway, I will never go back to that venue unless the Smiths reunite and perform at that venue. It's the only way I will go back.
And are the Smiths ever going to reunite?
Absolutely fucking not. They never will. All 4 members are still alive, and there was a partial Smiths reunion recently at a Johnny Marr show where Andy Rourke, the bassist for the Smiths, joined him on stage, and they played a bunch of Smiths songs. That's great. That's the closest you're going to get. Morrissey is Well, I guess he's on like okay terms with Johnny Marr. And really, you could do the Smiths with just like Marr and Morrissey. People don't know who Andy Rourke is or Mike Joyce. They don't know. But you could still sell tickets for maybe not $12,000 a pop, but pretty high if it's just Morrissey and Marr. But anyway, I guess they're on okay terms, but they will never perform together again. And that's because Morrissey is such an entitled, talentless prick. He is a stupid son of a bitch. Oh, I hate Morrissey so much. Kiss me a lot. Kiss my ass a lot. Oh, you suck so much with your clever song titles and your wordplay. Drop the shtick, you piece of shit. You're in your 60s. It
is funny. Why is Morrissey an asshole? And it's like all these articles.
Why is Morrissey an asshole.com? I'm gonna if it's not a thing, I'll make it a thing. Oh, he sucks. Morrissey was playing at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles a few days ago, and this happens.
Everybody, I just need to make a quick announcement. I'm very sorry, but due to unforeseen circumstances, the show is not going to continue. I'm very sorry. I'll see you next time. Apologies.
Now, that entitled sack of protoplasm is known for canceling shows, especially at the last minute. Notably, if the venue serves meat products or is within like a 5-mile radius of any establishment that sells meat. Meat is murdered. Shut up. But he was actually performing there.
I constantly ask myself, why are people still buying his tickets? That's what I don't get. Like, he's such a bag of dicks. I was going to say just a dick, but I was like, no, he's not just a dick. He's a bag of dicks. Fetid, rotten dicks.
Morrissey is the human equivalent of crypto. He's a risk. You buy tickets for Morrissey, the chances of him not showing up are much higher than the chances of him actually showing up and playing half a show.
Yeah, but it's like he's Axl Rose, but no one likes him.
At least Axl shows up and Guns N' Roses will perform, and they typically do a whole set. They might not show up on time, but eventually they do. And they've gotten better since Slash and Duff came back. Axl has really, I'd say Axl's gotten a lot better in the last like 10 years about showing up on time, actually giving a shit. Yeah. He's taking it a lot more serious. And I think a lot of it is just, I would argue he at least wanted Slash back. I feel like they're taking it a lot more serious now. Well, the money's also rolling in too.
That too.
But no, Morrissey just stinks. And so he was playing at the Greek Theater 30 minutes. He played 9 songs. And the last song he played was Girlfriend in a Coma. You should be in a coma. Oh God, you had to run fast. You better have run fast out of that venue because there would have been a riot. Oh, there would have been a riot. He leaves the stage, and the band is just chilling out on stage. Like, hey, where did Stephen Patrick Morrissey go? Where is he? So then the band eventually leaves the stage, and then 2 of the band members come back out, and then you got the one guy who's got the unfortunate responsibility now of having to announce to the crowd that Morrissey's left and that the show will not go on. And they hightailed it out of there when that was done.
Yep.
And Morrissey's excuse? It was too cold.
Put a fucking sweater on.
You stupid fuck! You are from the United Kingdom, and you're complaining in Los Angeles that it's cold? Oh, I hope someone hits you with a bus. Good God.
What's this, Mean Girls?
God, exactly like Mean Girls. I hope someone pushes him in front of a tube train, like on House of Cards. He gets the Zoe Barnes treatment. I hate Morrissey so much. Fucking, and it sucks because they're Smith songs. I like the Smiths.
It's funny. I was literally on a Reddit feed, and all day it was like, I think it was goth or something like that. And it's like, I love some of these Smith songs, but holy shit, do I hate Morrissey. And somebody was asking, like, how do you, like marry the two? How do you, reconcile it? And you don't. You just love the Smith songs and you hate Morrissey.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
I guess you love to hate him, I guess. I don't know. But, oh, God,
you hate to hate him. You hate to hate him. Hate.
So, and in his album, he was dropping an album in February, and his label has removed it from its release date, and there is no new release date. I don't know if it's related to him tapping out of his LA show after 30 minutes, but it sounds like the two might be related.
Shocker.
Because that announcement happened literally the day after the concert. I'm looking for on Instagram. What day was Saturday? Let me look at the date for Saturday.
Saturday was the 12th.
Oh, I gotta reach. Oh no, maybe he did two shows. I don't know. A friend of mine was at that show. A friend of mine from Los Angeles was at that show, and they were posting Instagram videos from the show, and I was like, "Oh, did Maz show up on? Is Maz there? Did he show up on time?" And she says, "Yes," and he was on time. But now I need to see if he did two dates, because if she was at that show, I gotta figure out what the vibe was like when he left and didn't come back. Mike, you're at a show, you're at a concert, and it's either doesn't start or like it starts and then stops prematurely, and everyone is sent home. Regardless, everyone is sent home and the show doesn't happen. What do you do? I guess, how do you react?
It depends on who I'm seeing. Generally speaking, if there's a band is like, hey, we're not doing it. If I'm going to a band, chances are that band is good enough to, I know that they're like, there's something happened. Fuck, I'm pissed. Like, all right, they'll honor it. They'll honor it. I'm assuming that. Knowing going into it like a Morrissey one, I'm pissed and I'm fucking rushing the stage. Fucking Woodstock 99, baby.
You're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's the thing. I don't think I would go to a concert of such an asshole, Like the concerts that I would still go to are the concerts where the artist loves what they do and loves the fans, and therefore would be like, hey, guys, we got to cancel. Shit, that sucks. What happened? Hey, 24 hours later, they put out a press release. Anybody who's at the concert, we're going to do a refund, or we're going to come back arounders. Either way, that's what I would expect. But yet again, I don't go to a Morrissey concert. So.
I need to ask my friend if she was at the Ontario, California show on the 11th, because that's where he played the night before, and it went, I guess, without a hitch. He played a full show. December 4th, the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Morrissey will be performing there. Maybe I'll go.
Allegedly.
Maybe I'll go so I can just boo him the whole time. And boo that venue, too. I don't like that venue. The new MGM Music Hall. I don't like it.
I've not gone there yet, but I just didn't. Just seems like an odd spot.
It's like, kind of like, picture a triangle. Okay.
Yeah. I know that location. I know that's where they used to park like the team buses and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of Fenway. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you and I did several pickups and drop-offs right in front of that building.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of the area, and I just know that the building has been put there. It just doesn't seem like it's necessary.
It's like a reverse bottleneck when you go in. So like there's not a lot of
a reverse cowgirl.
Kind of, yes. It's very cramped getting in and out, and the bathroom situation is awful.
So what you got to do is you got to spit on it to lube it up a little bit, and then you can get in.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you should be doing, but not everyone's like you, Mike.
Yeah.
So
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, but anyway, I would, if I was at a show like that, I would just immediately get up and just leave, because I don't want to be there when the shit hits the fan. I'd be like, I gotta get out of here. There's gonna be a riot, probably. Shit's gonna go down, and I don't want to be part of it. Beck and I were watching one of the many Woodstock '99 documentaries that are out there.
Oh my God. I've seen it. Was it a Netflix one?
I think this one was on. This one might have been on HBO. I don't know, because Zach and I were talking about it during the previous episode. So that got her and I to watch, and I've seen one of them before. And it was just a single documentary, and this one's split into episodes.
Yeah, that was the episode one is what
Okay.
like 3 episodes.
Yeah, this one has,
and like the head guys were like at the press conferences, like, no, everything's fine, everything's cool.
so those
Right.
guys, if I remember correctly, the one that I had previously watched, which is a 90-minute doc, doesn't have the head guys in it, but this one did.
Woodstock 99, Peace, Love, and Rage. Is that what are we talking about?
That's the one I think I saw, because then the one that we
On
watched is
HBO.
Trainwrecked.
That was the one episode clunk.
Okay, Trainwrecked has a lot of boobs in it.
Yes.
But now that would be one of those ones where I don't know if I'd make it past the first day, but I'd get the fuck out of there. The second they decided to start handing out candles, I'd fuck right off out of there. Like, no, I'm not. I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, that was the Trainwreck, Woodstock 99. That's the one on Netflix. Yep.
I love reading about like how the Chili Peppers responded to it by playing Fire by Hendrix. But then more importantly, Anthony Kiedis, like, equating what the whole festival grounds looked like when the fire started. He's like, it looks like Apocalypse Now out here. Like, that's bad, dude, when that's going down. So yeah, I'd leave. I get right out of there. I don't want to be there when the shit hits the fan. So
yeah, it was interesting, the amount of it was chaos. Now, one of my cousins went to Woodstock 99.
Oh shit.
And yeah, he was like, it was great for what it was, but yeah, he definitely was probably part of that day 3 stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it was insane. Like they literally designed it to be a failure.
I mean, when you have it on an airport tarmac,
and you're charging $8 for fucking water.
$8 in 1999.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like $12, $13, $14 for water. You can't bring outside food. Like Woodstock 99 was like peace, love, and everybody can do it. This was corporate. As soon as you get corporate too much into it, man, it's like about profits. Just get it to the bone. Fuck it. Burn it to the ground.
Okay, Nickelback. That's the one that has the riff you like, right? Is that the one we determined?
Yeah, that is the one. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. They're getting inducted into the Canadian like Rock Hall of Fame or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting some big recognition.
Well, I mean, they are pretty fucking big for Canadian bands. So.
Sure, yeah. There's a scene in Trainwreck where a woman who worked at Woodstock 69 was also working at 99. She's like handing trash bags out to people, and like she sounds like generic like old mother.
Yep.
Yelling at all these whippersnappers to pick up their trash. She's lucky someone didn't take one of those bags and immediately cover her in it.
Yeah, it was the kind of fuck off attitude that people were like, no, fuck you, man. This is a concert.
I love reading about when the writers for The Simpsons, when they were writing one of the greatest episodes of the entire series, Homerpalooza, where they went to Lollapalooza in 95 or 96 as homework. Because they want to know, like, oh, cool. Like, well, we're going to write about a music festival. What's a music festival of the 90s like? And it was just a nightmare. Like, everything's overpriced. All their stuff was confiscated as they came in. Everyone just looked angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess that one of the writers, I think it was David Merkin, was probably wearing like a polo shirt and jeans, and some teenager approached him and called him a narc.
Narc.
Who's the narc? That fat Jamaican guy. Here's from 2009, August 2009, when Oasis were to headline the Rock in Sign Festival. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's in Paris. And they didn't show up for it. Here we go.
So, Rock on Scene.
Scene, sorry. By the way, speaking, that's Kayleigh from Block Party,
Oh.
who are opening for Paramore on their current tour.
So, Rock on Scene. Rock and Sen. Peter Hill. This is Peter Hill, our tour manager. Everyone, round of applause for Peter. He just told me some very interesting news.
Je suis très désolé, mais Oasis ne marche pas.
Oh, Oasis are cancelled. So I'd like to take this moment to say, oh, that's a shame, isn't it, guys? So I guess by default, we are headlining. I'd like to dedicate this next song to anyone that really, really wanted to see those inbred twins.
I just wanted to stick around here what song to go into is Mercury. I love this song. Anyway, yeah, Block Party, very obviously fans of Oasis.
Clearly.
I guess not many times you can go on stage and be like, hey, the headliner just pulled out, so by default, we are your headliner.
Perfect timing.
I believe the backstory behind that too was Liam and Noel got into a fist fight backstage.
Shocker, really?
Liam smashed one of Noel's guitars, so Noel just left. He left the venue. He left entirely, and then posted something like a couple hours later saying, "I quit Oasis." So the band effectively broke up.
And now here's the question: did that band decide to play an extended set as they're now the headliners?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know.
We're on a 65-minute set. That's all we're doing. Headliner, the actual headliner.
I don't know how far.
Let's put another half hour in.
I should look that up. How far in their set they were. I'm going to do that right now. Setlist FM. What an invention. Let me tell you. Block Party Rock and Block Party Rock and Scene 2009. So they were 10 songs in. And they only played 15, so no double set.
Okay.
And I love that there's a note. Someone added a footnote here. Mercury, in parentheses, KLA announces that Oasis split up backstage and dedicates the song to Noel and Liam Gallagher. Nice. They did at least play their most well-known songs from that point forward. So
yeah, we're not going to do the deep cuts anymore, guys.
And they're also big enough at that point too to be the band before the headliner at a festival. So, finally, and then we can wrap this up. Finally, speaking of bands splitting up, Foreigner's going on one last tour. Next,
have they done farewell tours before?
That is a good question.
Or is it legit this is a farewell tour?
Most bands from that era have done multiple farewell tours.
Oh yeah, and they're like, it's their last tour. You know what? I'm not dead yet. So should we do another one? Yeah, let's do another one.
I don't think they ever have. And Foreigner has never split up at any points. They've been around since, according to this, 1976. Consistently. So I don't think they've ever done a farewell tour. Now, that said, in Foreigner, there's only one of the original members left, and it's Mick Jones.
Still Foreigner.
It's still Foreigner, yeah. But Mick Jones, no spring chicken, and there's actually been times in the past few years where he's missed shows, so he hasn't been able to perform with them. So at that point, it's like a Foreigner cover
band. Imagine paying money for a cover band.
Because Lou Graham's not in the band anymore. He's the front man. Kelly Hansen's the front man. Yeah. Kelly Hansen, who was 15 years old when Foreigner was formed. So I know when I saw them, we talked earlier in the show about me, witnessing a pretty hilarious fight at a Foreigner show. But when I saw them, it was the night before Lou Graham rejoined Paramore Paramore. Wow, can you imagine that?
Wow.
That's how you know it's the end of the show. Oh, I want to hear Lou Graham and Paramore now. Oh Jesus. The following night, the original, like some of the original members of Foreigner, like joined them in Connecticut and performed, and it was like the first time in a very long time that like the closest you're going to get to the original Foreigner lineup performed together. That's what I'm trying to articulate.
You got there eventually.
Eventually, I got there. Yeah. I was in New York, July 20th, 2017, Jones Beach Theater, New York. The current Foreigner lineup were joined for their encore by Lou Gramm, Ian McDonald, and Al Greenwood to help celebrate the band's 40th anniversary. And then they did the same thing on June 22nd, 2018. But yeah, no, they're done.
The same thing again, and then the same thing again, the same thing again, same thing again, the same thing again.
Oh, I guess Lou Gramm
Every year they're going to do another farewell tour now.
Yeah, Lou Gramm has actually performed infrequently with Foreigner since then. So I don't know like why he wouldn't be performing with them, other than Lou Gramm is like pretty fat now. So I don't know if that's like why, but it's just been very infrequent. Here's what I was looking for. Mick Jones was absent from the band's 2021 tour, leaving no members from the original or classic lineup. Thus, none of the band's lineup for the tour played on the original versions of any songs.
It's so fucking weird. You're literally just a cover band, man. Just a cover band.
Like, why pay money at that point? Why pay money? Why pay Foreigner money to see that version of Foreigner?
I can literally go down to the bar down the street and just watch a bunch of 50-something-year-old middle management guys jam out on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, just play some Foreigner. Boom. How much did I pay for that ticket? Nothing. They didn't have a cover charge.
Yep. Well, they put on a good show when I saw them, but it was also again of the mindset that I was watching one original member on stage who Mick Jones looks like a mad scientist now too, the way his hair is, or what's left of it anyway. But
1.21 gigawatts.
Cheap Trick opened for them. I was there for Cheap Trick, man, and Cheap Trick was fantastic. So, all right, Mike, do you have a favorite Foreigner song?
I don't think I like Foreigner enough to have a favorite song.
Okay, fair enough.
Why, do you have a bunch queued up?
No. No, I didn't. It's a good question. When you should expect
I mean, probably, like, I don't know, maybe Cold as Ice.
Okay.
I think maybe that one I'd probably, maybe Jukebox Hero.
Jukebox Hero.
Hero. Like, maybe that one. Like, I want to know the ballads. I'm not really into the Foreigner ballads, like, to listen to. Like, if I hear them on the radio, great. But, like, probably Jukebox Hero. Okay. Maybe Cold as Ice is top two.
Well, I know you're a fan of Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yes.
Well, they were featured on the soundtrack to not only that, but then the prequel, the PlayStation Portable game Vice City Stories, in the first trailer that was released for the game featured I Want to Know What Love Is. And it was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
One of those cases where it's the music makes the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Gets
Foreigner has a lot of songs that you know. Whether you may realize they're it's Foreigner or not, you know a lot of songs. It's just that they're not really, a top tier band. It's like Cheap Trick. You know Cheap Trick songs. You don't realize you know Cheap Trick songs, but you know them.
Oh, yeah. I am a super not even like a casual fan of Foreigner. I can just say like, I like Foreigner, but like I'm gonna struggle to name like 5 songs of theirs. The reason we were there is because Kate bought it was a rare instance where Kate bought the tickets, and I was more invested in Cheap Trick. But every song they played that night I knew just through osmosis. I was talking to my parents about this recently. So my dad is a music man, and he's been playing in bands pretty much his whole life. And one of his many bands at one point was comprised entirely of his coworkers. This guy, Lee, who very distinct looking guy, a cyclist, cue ball.
Very distinct looking man.
But a fantastic fucking drummer. I'll tell you that. He when he plays, he does one of those like stick tricks where he just throws a stick in the air and just catches it flawlessly.
Baller.
Yeah, he's great. And the last time, so I remember he comes over to my parents' house. So I'm still living at home, and my drum kit was there. So he sits down behind it and then just immediately just rips ass. And that's just like my one of my, up until that point, my fondest memory of Lee. My second fondest memory of Lee is we're at this Foreigner Cheap Trick show, and I see like to my left, a few seats down, and we actually had open space between us. So there was like a solid like 4 seats, 5 seats, 6 seats, whatever. This tall, very skinny, bald man. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, I know 2 guys that look exactly like that. And one of them doesn't even live on this side of the country anymore. The other one is Lee. But like, what are the chances of me running into Lee at this show? And then the guy at one point like walks by us to get out to like whatever, grab a drink at the bathroom. And he like puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, excuse me, bro. As he's like walking by, and I'm like, okay, cool. I find out that night on Facebook, because he's posting photos from it, it was Lee. And I sent him a message. I'm like, were you at the Foreigner show? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, where were you sitting? And he tells me, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry I didn't say hi. You literally touched me. I'm going to go kill myself now. Sorry, dude.
Let the nuclear weapons do that.
I'm terrible. I'm so socially awkward. This is why I just approach people now and just start conversations with them, because I don't want to, I feel like I got to make up for that moment. Anyway, that's my anecdote. But yeah. Anyway, rest in peace, Foreigner. All right, Mike, thank you for being here. Thank you for talking music with me, talking politics, talking Miracle Water. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.